Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? As always, it's your hostess with the mostest. It's Pastor Keenan PKR back with another episode of People Suck, Love Them Anyways. That's what we do every single day. And as always, my sidekick, Nick, is right here beside me tonight. Nick, how are you doing, buddy? What's going on? It is like 6:30 in the great state of Kentucky, and it is pitch dark like a solar eclipse, my man.
Sure, I know. I was just telling you earlier. I was sitting out there at 5:30 and it was pitch black. I was like, I can't see nothing.
My God.
My gosh. I said, is he running that late? And I looked down, it was only 5:30. I was like, geez.
Shout out. Somebody in Alaska. Has anybody hit the download button in Alaska yet?
I'm not 100% sure. I think somebody visited the website, at least in Alaska. I'm not sure they downloaded it.
Yeah. Well, either way, here's how it needs to go. Somebody in Alaska needs to hit that download button and then reach out and touch base with us. And let us know how y'all make it through 6 months of complete darkness up there. Like, how does that happen? You know?
I mean, seasonal affective disorders just got to be wild up there.
Oh, my God, man. Like, I just, like, it was so cold, so dark, so gloomy, so windy today. I was just like, man, no wonder people in Seattle are, like, just horrible. You know?
Like burning stuff down.
Yeah, man. Just, like, got so much that they could literally just get, like, I don't know, like, I'm sure they probably got a lot of pent-up aggression and depression and anxiety and, like, everything. Like, I was feeling all of that today, It was just, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm ready for winter or not. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I'm never ready for winter. It's probably, like, aside from Christmas, there's nothing about winter that I like. I mean, we can get maybe one good snow in, and then Christmas, and I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It can be winter or fall, summer, spring. I don't care, just not winter.
It may be. I don't know. Like, I don't guess I'm a fan of like the weather now because it's not really winter. It's so like today it was like what, like 45, 50 degrees tops. Wind was blowing, raining. Dark, cloudy. So, like, to me, it's just like it's not winter, but it's not. I mean, you can still say it's kind of fall, I guess. But like to me, fall is like the leaves are turning and falling off the tree a little bit, and it's
we've officially hit the Seattle season.
Yeah,
in Kentucky.
Man, it's just like
rainy, gray, nasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought I saw a shiny vampire running around somewhere.
Oh my gosh, man! But either way, so if you're in Alaska, Washington State, I guess touch base with us, man. Let us know how y'all make it through, because right now it's day one and I'm struggling a little bit. So, but anyways, we thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode, and we're hitting that download button, and again, we're still trucking towards 5,000. So if you can, if you could tell a friend, tell a family member to hit that download button. Heck, if you could go back and hit the download button, whatever the case may be. That's our goal for the year. We still got a few weeks to kind of get there, so that's what we're pushing towards. And man, I tell you what, it's getting close to the holidays, Nick. What's the plans for you, man? What's happening on Thanksgiving? What's happening on Christmas?
I'll just hope and pray my family don't kill each other. And, just,
isn't that always the family get-together? Yeah. That is always the family get-together, man. Like, you just never know. I like how commercialism is like, they put this mixture of a family together on TV to try to sell their ads of whatever they're selling, and it's like everybody's looking at each other and smiling and passing dishes and just loving on each other, and I'm like, bro, that is not my family. Like, I don't know if that's your family, but I'm like,
they obviously filmed that somewhere that's not Kentucky.
Yes, my family, I love them to death, man, but like whenever you go over there, everything is so loud. Like, the TV's loud, everybody's loud, the kitchen and the dining room is like on fire. It's 962 degrees because mom and dad's been cooking all day, which is awesome, don't get me wrong. So like, people are loud, it's hot in there, you're cramped up in there, man, and it's like you are not smiling by the time you get done. And then after you eat, you're in a food coma, right? I mean, I am. As soon as I get done eating, I'm like, I'm done. Don't talk to me, don't look at me. I'm trying to find somewhere nice to lay down and just let my food settle, man. So
drive home sucks after that.
It does, especially.
And then someone had the smart idea of like shopping at 5 a.m. afterwards, and you're just like,
and that's a thing too, man. I'm glad you said that, because this is my first year in retail for like probably, I don't know, well, God, it's been forever, dude. Probably 20 years, I guess. So this is my first year in retail for about 20 years. And it's crazy because Black Friday, I can remember as a kid, Black Friday used to be that you got out no matter what the weather was, and you stood in line and you waited for doors to open.
The good old days.
Yes, there were no online deals. There were no, we're going to start this thing a week early, whatever. Like, you had to be a champion, you know? Like,
you had people in tents outside the doors for 3 days.
Yeah, camping out, man. Like, things like that.
Trying to get a flat screen TV for $50 off.
Isn't that stupid? Like, so, but now, like, it's my first year in, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going, like, we started, so in my retail business, we started playing Christmas music October 31st. We started putting out Christmas flyers and stuff. Like Halloween, day of Halloween.
Thanksmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, we have completely skipped Thanksgiving. And,
what's that?
Yeah, and just went straight into the sales. And to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, we sit back and we talk about time and how life is so fast paced, and it's like we wake up and it's the year 2040 or whatever. But I honestly think, man, it's not even just really the fact of us not slowing down, but I feel like it's the world speeding up. Like, we're putting everything like just bam, 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 bam so quick. And, man, it'll be like the day after Christmas, I feel like, and then we'll probably already have Valentine's Day stuff out.
Oh, I guarantee it'll probably be the week of Christmas. We'll have Valentine's Day, if not before that.
Yeah, that's true, man.
I mean, Target. I remember Target getting rid of their Halloween costumes about 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah.
I barely find one for my daughter.
Yeah, well, it was like, I looked for one for Gaines too, man, and we just ended up home making something. But yeah, I was like, why are we so, I don't know, hell-bent or crazy or whatever about just like, is it because we're so greedy?
Absolutely.
Is it because? I mean, is it because it's? But like, we've taken Black Friday from the champions of 4 a.m. Getting out there and elbowing people and having fights and calling the police and everything else. Like, we've taken Black Friday from that to like Black Friday starts on Monday. And
November
it's like,
the 1st.
Yeah. It's like Black Friday deals. I even seen a commercial yesterday. It's like, Black Friday deals are so good. They're not meant for one day. We're extending them till December the 11th. And I'm like, well, then it's not a Black Friday deal anymore. It's just a basic sale at that point, And
you ever think about like just how much they overcharge us for stuff throughout the normal rest of the year? If they know that they can make that money off of us for a month instead of one day, like that they have to be okay with it. So that means that they have to be still making quite a bit of money off those items.
Do you know? Honestly, though, I made that exact statement to my wife today. I said, because I was looking at the sale prices of things, and literally, I've got people right now. This is no joke. I've got people that are fighting over Carhartt sweatshirts like they are groceries. Like they are groceries, man. It is.
If I don't
insane.
have that, my kid will die.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And dude, they're $15 off. So they're like regular $60 right now, and they're like going for $41, $42. Now, you might think that's a deal. You know what I'm saying? You might think that's a deal, but that sweatshirt probably really most of the time is about $50. So to me, like, and I've seen this done many a times, people will mark things up, then throw a sale on you, so that way you think you're getting a deal, but really you're just paying regular price for it.
It reminds me of those like times that I go into Walmart and you look at it, like especially in their like bakery section, like there'll be something on clearance, but it'll be like 1 cent cheaper.
Yeah,
like it'll say regular price $3.99, clearance price $3.98.
Yeah,
and you're like, what?
Yeah, I know, and that's what like a lot of times, man, it gets me so like fired up. Because I'll look at clearance stuff, no matter if I'm, at our store or whatever, just a random store in general, and I look at prices and I'm like, I'm thinking clearance. I'm thinking yard sale. I'm thinking like $2-3 bucks,
sale.
$5
Give me a
bucks.
$15 t-shirt for $5.
$5, yeah, exactly. Not like it was original $15 and now it's $13.97.
Right,
yeah, and it's like clearance. No, that's not clearance, dude. You just gave me $1.50 off.
Yeah, and then that little yellow price tag gets people that reward system in your brain just clicks over and it's just like, oh god, that's so cheap. I gotta get that. It's on sale. It's on clearance.
Right. Do you think maybe? Hey, what if we put church on clearance?
Right. I mean, it's not free. Come? It's free, free.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, if we put a yellow tag and say, hey, it's on clearance, man, I bet people would show up and be like, what kind of sale are they doing here today?
Right. Yellow tag, Fruition Church sale.
Yeah, man, just to get people in the door and be like, I heard y'all was selling something. We are Salvation. It's free, free. Yeah, it is crazy,
Best
man.
Black Friday deal around.
I know, right? And the crazy thing is, I guarantee you, because we still see people do it. They think that they have to earn something, or that you have to pay for something, and it's like, if I pay for it, can I get it? That reminds me of that Bible story about I think his name was Simon the sorcerer, that the apostles had encountered, and had literally he had changed his life, he'd given his life to Christ, but so he had salvation, but then he was wanting the gifts of he was wanting the Holy Spirit, and he looked at him and he offered money. He said, "How much is it to buy these gifts?" And they're like, "Whoa, your heart is not even in the right place. Like, this is something you cannot buy, and this is something that you have to get your heart position right and open your heart up to, and things like that." And and it's just like, whenever you look at things like that, like Thanksgiving and Black Friday and things like that, I know we harp on it a lot, but it just seems like to me, man, that everything has become so commercialized. That we feel like we have to buy into. We feel like we have to do this, we have to do that. I know, Christmas, I know people are struggling with gifts probably, and what to get, and and maybe it's your first Christmas where inflation's at an all-time high and you can't really buy as much as what and you're struggling with that, and it's difficult, man, because the how do I want to say this?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, the commercial side of the world wants to drive it down your throat. You got deals, you got deals, you got deals. It's a deal, you can't pass it up. But then the other side of your wallet's going, yeah, but it's not like it was last year, and it's not like it was, and your kids are looking at you like, we had a great Christmas last year. What are you doing this year? We had a great Thanksgiving last year, and we're eating, Denny's or something, this year. Like, what are we doing?
Restaurant eating goose.
Oh man, oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just to me, it has become so commercialized that we do lose the true meaning of it. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a very cliche thing that Christians throw around all the time. The true meaning of Christmas, or we can't use Xmas, and we have to use Christmas, and all those sorts of things. There's a lot of that, but I mean, it is true. I think that we do oftentimes lose the true meaning of Christmas, and in that it's just meant for us to as a time to reflect and be. And really, I think it's, to me, Christmas. Christmas should be a extension of Thanksgiving. I think it should be an extension of us being thankful and grateful for everything God's done for us, everything that we have, and being able to come together and enjoy time with people that we love, and be thankful that we have that opportunity to be with them and spend that time with them and to give as we've been given to. And and it's crazy because I have both of the credit cards I have right now are because of Black Friday.
Yeah.
Being young and making stupid, poor decisions, I was worried I wasn't going to have a check for Black Friday shopping, and I was like, God, how am I going to buy stuff that I want to buy?
What'd you get?
I don't even remember now, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure it was just movies and video games,
important.
Right?
Yeah, it was so important that you can't remember.
I took out credit cards for Black Friday shopping, and now I've got debt. You get it? That was the open door point to me to get into debt, and credit card debt. And I'm sure it's the same way with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure that, these credit card mailers get sent out crazy before, Black Friday. Yep. I'm sure they're sending out that, sign up now, sign up bonus, get these points, all this kind of stuff, credit card sign up, no APR for this, whatever. I'm sure it's through the roof right before Black Friday and Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff, or before this shopping season. As we've said, it's no longer just Black Friday. It's now all of November pretty much. And it's crazy to think, because that's always been my biggest problem, I think, with rushing past Thanksgiving, is that we rush past a holiday meant, and I even say a month meant for us to reflect and to be thankful for everything that we have and everything we've been given and everything we've accomplished. We're so quick to just move past that into this commercialized holiday where it's just like, oh, I have to worry about buying this. I have to stress out about not being able to afford this. I have to worry about taking out a credit card. I have to worry about doing this. This has always been a kind of crazy thing to me too, is I'm just sitting there thinking, with all the money that I spend on other people's gifts, I could just buy the things that they're going to give me. And it's just with all the money I'm spending on, and all the money they're spending on me, they could buy what I'm going to give them, and I could buy what they're going to give me. Yeah. It just kind of gets really mixed up and messed up in that whole idea of, giving and making sure you feel thought of and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really crazy, because I agree with that 1,000%. Is if you can't get somebody a gift card or money then it's so difficult because like people these days are so picky, and people these days there's so many choices out there. And honestly, like we don't spend time with each other like we used to, so we don't know each other like we used to. And it's like, so you just get this kind of cliche gift that, like you said, that, you'll spend 10, 20, 30, $50, whatever. And that gift that you're going to give that person, it's like it may end up probably in a trash can in a month or whatever.
What was the Grinch? He's like, I could hang myself with all the Christmas neckties that are in the garbage.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, and that's like so. With things like that, I like what you said, going back to kind of like the that we rush past the month that is meant to kind of prepare us to be thankful. And because we rush past that, we go right into the season of, well, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? What am I going to get? And it got me to even thinking about and relating it to like a Christian side of things, of how, we aren't setting in that season of thankfulness and gratefulness a lot, and we rush past that. And we get right into the season of, well, what is God going to give me? What's he going to do for me? How's he going to bless me? How's he going to open up doors? And whenever we do that, like, honestly, a lot of times God can come through big for us, and we're thankful for a minute, but because we haven't spent that time and season in thankfulness and gratefulness, it's like we kind of go back to that spoiled little kid stage where it's like we open up one gift and we look at it and we're like, yeah, and then you toss it to the side, and then you open it up and you're like, yeah, and then you go, and it's like,
it's like that ungratefulness just continues.
Yeah.
We just rush past Thanksgiving and then we're ungrateful for Christmas.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. We walk a fine line because, like, and me and my wife are guilty as well, because every year we're like, we're not getting the kids anything, or not anything, but like, it's like we're not spending
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, so we're like taking gifts around the house that they already have and wrapping them up. It just,
why do I have a kitchen table? For my
this is my
Christmas
iPad. And it's like, absolutely.
Isn't this the case that you got me last year?
Yeah, be grateful. Be grateful. So. But yeah, it's like, we say that every year, we're not going to get the kids anything. And then like every year though, it's like, we get. And then we go to my mom and dad's and they get. And then we go to her mom and dad's and they get. And I said this the other day. I'm like, I truly think our house wouldn't be probably 62% as cluttered if we just stopped getting everybody gifts all the time. Yeah. And, and it's like, but even we're guilty as parents of I would say showering our kids with gifts and with toys and with situations like that so much that it's like whenever you do get something, it's like you spend the next year, the next birthday, the next Christmas trying to outdo the last one, and I feel like we get in trouble with that with God a lot of times, and because like. We do that with God because, like, instead of being grateful and thankful for what we have, and it is a fine line. I feel like we do need to be grateful and thankful, but we do serve a God who can do anything, So, like, we walk a line in there, but it's like if we're not thankful and we're just, God, like I said, blesses us with something, and then we look and we go, that ain't good enough.
It's like we've been conditioned to expect more and greater and bigger, and when God gives us something that is, in a sense, to some people monumental, like running water, or when God gives us these things, that are monumental to some people, but to us, we're so used to and conditioned to expect more and expect bigger and greater, and all these sorts of things. It makes it difficult.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it absolutely does, and that's what like. So, we set, like me and Andrew, we'll set more like, all right, what do we get the kids this year? What do we get the kids this year? What do we get the kids this year? And, when you think about that kind of stuff, and it's like, man, and again, I'm guilty because I always want to be like, you just never know. You don't know about life. You don't know who's going to be here next year. I know that's kind of dark and morbid to say, but like you don't know. You don't know what life's going to hand you. You don't know what the next season's going to hold. You don't know what your financial state's going to be the next season. You just don't know. And so every time, every opportunity, every Christmas or whatever holiday that you get to spend together, we just get guilty, or I guess we're guilty of just trying to push it past and make it better than the last one.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we're even guilty of trying to, and I don't really say guilty because this kind of gives it a negative connotation,
right?
But I think we're guilty of trying to make up for what we didn't have, so we try to give
That's
our
true.
kids better, we try to give our loved ones better than they've had before, than what they got growing up, or what they, what I had growing up, something along those lines. And so we kind of are in competition with what what we got, and try to make it better. Or in another way of thinking, we remember how great it felt to open up that thing we didn't think we were going to be able to get, that we wanted so bad, and then we open it up. We remember what that felt like, and we want our kids to feel that too.
Yeah.
Or our loved ones, wife, husband, wife, girlfriend, whoever. We want them to feel that awesomeness, I guess, of getting something they didn't think they were going to get.
And I can even kind of, maybe, I don't know who people who's listening to this can relate, but I can even kind of put myself in God's shoes sometimes, and please don't tune me out and be like, oh, you saying he's God? No, I'm not saying that. Like, I can put myself in his shoes sometimes because, like, I feel like that he's probably disappointed like we are, because like I feel like sometimes like we'll get our kids stuff, or we'll get somebody something, and we're like, oh, this is it. This is it. Like, I've put so much thought into this. This is it, man. And I'm like, they're going to go crazy. They're going to be ecstatic. They're going to like bust down the walls and shout and go crazy. And then they open it and they're like, man. And you're like,
how much of a gut punch is that?
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I have prepared myself. Like, and you know how it is. It's 2023, so people done got their phones out. They're recording. They're taking pictures.
I can't wait to see his face.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like whenever they open it up, and they're like, okay, next. And you're like,
it's
wait
like
a minute.
that music from what, like Price is Right or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's like I feel like that even God's like that sometimes. So like he's packaging up this blessing, this opportunity, and he'll give it to you.
They've been asking for this for so long.
I know, exactly.
They're going to be so excited when I finally give it to them. It's finally time.
Exactly. And it's like, and then we open it up, and because I feel like we've been conditioned, or been in that situation of where it's like, I just always kind of get what I want, or I get, and things like that. And it's like, we open it up, and then we're unappreciative because we don't spend that time and that season in thankfulness.
Yeah,
and
we don't practice gratuity, and so it's like I think I even made this point to the youth one time. Talking about practicing gratuity in those situations. When you have. So that way you can be thankful in times that you are with and without.
Yeah.
When you practice thankfulness when you have something, so that way when you don't have it, you can still be thankful.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for us to practice gratuity, to practice being thankful in all situations. We don't have to limit gratuity or being thankful to just the month of November. It's just kind of the month that we kind of establish here in the United States as the month of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But again, we can be thankful year round, and I think it's important to be thankful year round. It's important, and I think there was a podcast I was listening to the other day by John Acuff. He's a motivational speaker and author. I've talked about him a lot, but he was talking about making a list of your accomplishments. It was even in a book that I read of his too the other day. He's talking about making a list of your accomplishments so you can kind of look back and be thankful and grateful for things that you've achieved, things that you've got, things that you've that you have that you didn't think you would have.
Right.
And I think it's important for us as Christians to do that as well. And I'm actually going to challenge myself to do that this week, to make a list of things, even maybe just this year that I've accomplished and that, God has given to me, and the opportunities that I didn't think I would have that I now have.
Right.
Because it's important to reflect on those things and to remind ourselves that we have a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah.
I caught myself in that, I've caught myself in that kind of mopey situation, a couple times the last couple weeks, just thinking, I wish I had this. I wish things would hurry up. I wish, I would get this. And I really like how you brought up the idea of God. I think sometimes God will be like, hey, I was so excited to give you this, and then you were ungrateful for it, so now I'm going to make you wait even longer for it the next time.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel that. I feel like that we do that as parents and stuff too. Like, we'll look at our kids and be like, you ungrateful, and it's like, and really, it's our fault. I feel like that we've made them ungrateful because we've gave them every opportunity, every blessing, every present, every gift, every, we want to spoil our children, and because we want the best for them. But, I mean, oftentimes, I feel like we turned out okay, and we didn't have everything. I mean, I didn't have everything growing up. My mom and dad worked hard, and they made sure that I had what I needed. Wasn't always the best of the best of the best of the best, but they took care of me, and they took care of my brother, and very thankful for that. Even I can see glimpses of that now, though, where I'm like, if I experience something, I'm like, Man, I'll tell you what, it wasn't always like that. Like it wasn't. And even in my adult life, as just with finances or with church or with whatever that you go through, like those seasons where you don't have as much or it's stretched thin or you don't have anything. Whenever you get to that point of where you do experience something, man, it makes you so much more thankful. I feel like and more grateful, and just to kind of. Piggyback what you was talking about with the we don't have to really confine it to November to be thankful. I like that, but I mean we also have to start somewhere too. So if November is the season or the month of thankfulness and gratefulness, we should start there and then not speed past, but be thankful, be grateful, and then as we go into that season of of Christmas and of giving and of just rejoicing with family and of course celebrating Jesus' birth and things like that. And as we go into that season, it's like we make it more about what we have, who we're around, the opportunity to be thankful, and then we can just build off that. As we take it into the new year, of course, New Year's are resolutions and new year, new me, new this, new that, and and really. I feel like thankfulness, gratefulness, gratitude, things like that can help you even build towards some new goals and stuff for the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's something I've done a little bit of reflecting, here just in the last week or so, and it's not quite the end of the year yet, so I don't want to get into too much of making this big list of accomplishments or things that God's done
or resolutions for
and all
the
that
next
sorts
year.
of stuff. And I think it's important to plan for the future, but also as I was just reading through. I think it was, oh God, my brain's losing me. Book of James, where he's talking about not worrying about the future, because like a person who plans for the future is a fool because you're not promised the future, you're not promised tomorrow, and and then I was reading through that, but at the same point in time, I think it is important to try and at least that way you have something that you're looking forward to. A comedian that I listen to, John Chris, he talks about putting something on the calendar, something that you have to look forward to, that's out there that you can, it's like, oh well, God, life sucks right now, but at least I have this coming up.
Right.
Things are hard right now, but at least I have this coming up. So I think it's important to look ahead a little bit, and not to make anything, crazy big plans, and spend a bunch of money to try and do something that may not ever happen or whatever you want to go there, but not to dive too deep into that end. But I think it's important for us to think and reflect about everything that we've accomplished. Now, like I said, there's been so many things. This is the first year that personally I have set goals for myself, and and I was kind of looking back over those goals that I set for myself this year, and it's nice to be able to check some of those off. And the year's not over. There's still, some time to accomplish some more things. But, there are things that I set out to achieve this year that I have achieved and that I'm in the process of achieving. And I think that again, is just that little motivator to kind of remind you like, hey, you can do this. Hey, it is possible. Hey, you can accomplish things. You have things to be thankful for. You were able to accomplish this goal this year. That's something right there to be thankful for because you set out to do it and you did it. So it's important, I think, to reflect. And, I think, again, there are moments and times in the Bible where it says not to worry about the past, not to worry about the future, and I get that too. But if you want to be, thankful for where you are right here in the present, you sometimes have to look back. You have to sometimes, think about what could happen next, what could come next. Yeah.
I always think that gratefulness and thankfulness too along the way, it comes from seasons. Like I just think as you get older, you start to really reflect. And to me, gratefulness and thankfulness can come from reflection a lot of times. And as I look on my life, I'm trying to stay as far away from 40 as I can, but I'm getting there. I know, right? I'm slowly getting there. But as I was telling my brother not too long ago, I said, you think about 5 years from now. Think about 5 years from now. I said, I'm going to be over 40. My kids are going to be teenagers. Both of my parents are going to be close to their 80s. I said, you're going to be over 50, I was like, this is insane to even think about right now, how crazy life could be in 5 years. Mm-hmm. And, it makes me slow down and begin to enjoy, just the time and the opportunity that I have left, here, mm-hmm. With my parents, with my family, with my wife and kids, things like that. Like it makes me begin to just kind of slow down and be like, you know what? Like I know Thursday's Thanksgiving. We're going over. We're going to eat. We're going to hang out. We're going to do all that stuff. But
that's the plan.
Yeah, it is the plan. But while I'm there, I just want to take in the moment, while I'm there. I want to be able to enjoy and to laugh and to, and to collectively have a good time and just be thankful that we have food to eat, be thankful that we have a roof over our heads, be thankful that everybody is there, be thankful for that kind of stuff. And to me, once you start counting things like that, it's I know we always say, that it's the attitude of gratitude, and things like that. But I mean, and as cliche as it does sound, it's like whenever you start to count blessings like that and you start to look at things differently like that, where you're like, man, I tell you what, like, yeah, the house is hot and it's loud and we're crowded and everything else, but it's like, you're going to miss that one day. You're going to miss that one day whenever your parents are gone or, whenever your family's scattered or, things like that. Like, you're going to miss those opportunities. And you're going to look back and be like, why wasn't I more thankful? Why wasn't I more grateful? And to me, man, like, as I get older, I'm trying to teach my kids that at 9 and 12. I'm trying to teach my kids. I'm like, your grandparents ain't going to be around forever, and I was the same way, dude. I mean, like, I was the same way. After I got about 11 or 12, I was too cool to go to my grandparents' house, to spend the night and hang out with them and do that. I was too cool for that. And so, I don't know what I expect from my kids, but I try to teach them that they're like, this world, man, this life is fleeting. The Bible says we're here today, we're gone tomorrow. And that we don't have control of that. And so, like, I just, man, like, I know, again, like, we never roll into these episodes with a plan. Every night we talk about it. We're like, what do you want to talk about? And it's like, man, we wing it, that's what we do. But if we're gonna, I feel like to drive home a message tonight, or if this is my message to you, Nick can give you his. But if I want to drive home a message to you tonight, it's be thankful for where you are, no matter where you are. And I know people are going to be like, well, I'm broke, I'm homeless, I'm in a ditch, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm going to give you something that's really cliche, but people have got it worse somewhere. And we say that, like, I say that to people all the time.
I hate hearing that.
I know, and I say it all the time. I'm like, well, people are like, how you doing? I'm like, man, doing pretty good. I'm like, could be, it's like I could complain, but somebody's got it worse somewhere, so they just tell me to shut up. Like, that's always my line. But it's true. I mean, it truly is true. No matter the battle that I face on a daily basis, somebody somewhere's got it worse. So I can either complain where I'm at, or I can just be thankful, and be grateful. Hey, man, like, my car needs servicing, probably needs some more brakes, needs new tires, things like that. But guess what? Got a car to drive. Thankful, I don't know, man. I mean, there's just so many different things. Like, like there's 1,000 things that you can complain about. But at the end of the day, you know what? Like, thankful, man. You're just thankful. And that's what I want people to get more than anything, is that I feel like, as Nick was saying, that if we start somewhere and just collectively start and build from that no matter if it's Christmas, no matter if it's the new year, no matter if you're setting goals, no matter if you're trying to be a better parent, no matter if you're trying to get better at your job or whatever, like, if you begin to just be thankful and grateful and spend those moments there, then I feel like that it will genuinely make you a better person, Nick. That's what I truly feel like in my heart.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of join that with something I told the youth too before, is that, if we're not thankful for what we already have, why would God give us more?
Absolutely.
If we're not good stewards with what we have, if we're not thankful for what He's already given us, why would we expect Him to give us more? Just like our parents, if we wake up Christmas morning, open our presents, and throw a fit about what we didn't get, why would they give us anything?
Toss it to the side,
right?
Yeah.
They return it, throw it in the trash, whatever, And so I think it's important for us to remember that. It's important for us to be thankful for all kinds of different things. And I know we're also speaking, again, kind of from a pretty United States point of view, even though we have some worldwide audiences in here as well. And I think it's important for you all as well to be thankful, to take time to be thankful for what you have. And you may not have it great, which leads me to the next thing I wanted to kind of end it with. I know there's a lot of people out there that are struggling. This is the hardest time of the year for people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking Thanksgiving and, or I'd say even November through December. You have probably the most suicides, most depression. Of course, the weather plays a big impact on that, as we just talked about in the beginning. Time change makes you tired as all get out.
Yeah.
But again, there's a lot of stuff going on in a lot of different people's lives. You know, you may be estranged from your family. You may be afraid to go to your family for fear of, I know that's the way I've been time before.
Right.
You're afraid of what's going to happen. Oh, so, Uncle Joe's going to talk about the Democrats, and then they're going to start a fight. And then, again, I understand that. I've been there. I've experienced that. I understand that sometimes, spending time with family can be scary. Sometimes it's hard to be thankful for life, for anything. And sometimes, there are dark times. You may feel alone. And I want you to understand you're not alone. You're never alone.
Yep.
You may feel alone in this time. You may feel estranged from family or friends. You may not feel like you have anybody to be thankful for or anything to be thankful for. But, I really, really want you to know that that's just not true. You have breath. I put out a video at work the other day. I do midweek motivations at my job. And I did this video talking about being thankful for potential, which is just being thankful for what you can accomplish, for who you can be. As long as there's breath in your lungs, there's still a purpose for your life.
Yep.
You still have a chance to make things better. You still have a chance to make better decisions. It may be an uphill battle. It may be harder for you than it is other people. That's just the way it is. But I promise you, God is going to use that as a testimony one day. You're going to be able to say, I got through hell and high water and made it out of it. So can you.
Absolutely.
It says in the Bible sometimes that, the blind man, he was healed, and the disciples asked, why was he blind? Was this his father, or was his parents' sins? Was it his own sins? What caused him to be born blind?
Yeah.
And Jesus was like, he was born blind so the power of God could be showed through him.
Through him, right.
Sometimes you are going to be put in situations and born into situations that aren't ideal, that aren't great. But if you trust and rely on God, then He's going to get you through that, and you're going to be an even bigger testimony than other people may be.
Right.
And you're going to lead people to God. It's just that instead of a vicious cycle, it's a holy cycle. It's a good cycle. It's positive. It's encouraging. It's motivational. It's inspirational. So again, I know there are people out there that are hurting this season, and I want you to know you're not alone. God loves you. You're not alone. God is with you all the time. Again, if you're in the area, you can come to Fruition Church. You can call us, hit us up, email us, whatever it is. If you need prayer during this time, if you need anything, reach out to us. We'll try to help out as much as we can. Encourage you and motivate you. And again, we love you all. People listening to this right now, we hope you guys can find something. Take some time this week, this month, by the end of the year, come up with some things that you're thankful for.
Absolutely.
And look forward to what you have to be thankful for too. And that's kind of what I want to leave everybody with.
Absolutely. So, again, we know we're venturing into that time of season, year. People's got some Thanksgiving going on this week, maybe Christmas before too long. So just, again, step back, look at your circumstances, be thankful. No matter what you see, be thankful, be grateful. And as always, like Nick said, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate, man. You can reach out. You can email us. You can You could jump on our website, www.fruitionchurchky.org. You can get hold of us on there. You can message the church. You can get on Facebook and just check out Fruition Church. You can message us on there. Whatever the case may be, we want you to have a happy holiday season. We want you to experience life. We want you to be thankful. We want you to grow, all of that good stuff. But again, like he said, we know it can be hard too. So we're praying for you. We love you. We hope you're blessed. We hope you're favored during this holiday season. And again, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until we see you next time, be blessed and thank you.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
As always, this is PKR, and for my sidekick Nick, we say thank you very much for hitting that download button on People Suck, Love Them Anyways. Be sure to tell a friend, tell a family member to hit that download button as well. And as always, we say thank you. Be blessed.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.